Full Earth Designs. We got a box. Actually, what's included in here is a new CNC machine, little CNC machine that we went out and bought to get our little experience with it. So if we want to in the future get a bigger one, we can. So right now I'm carefully and gingerly opening it up. I'm so excited. Honey? Oh, you're going to come out here and watch, or?
I am, yeah. Sorry, I was ordering crystals for Soulful Earth Designs.
Oh.
Ooh, treasure!
So this is the, that's the cutting table.
That's it? That's the table, huh?
Yeah, it's not that, I told you it wasn't that big.
No, but it's pretty. It's smooth.
It's a CNC 3018 Pro.
Ooh! Ooh!
Those are the bits.
Really? All
Yeah.
those? I thought you told me you got one.
You got a couple. Oh, a lot of pieces and parts. Oh, it even comes with some tools. Wow. There's the step motors. Ended before. I guess this camera is a little bit slow. So there's the power. That I don't know what it is yet. Those are bits, and
Why are they all the same?
yeah, those are some screws and nuts.
You don't even know if they're all the same. You're just telling me that.
Tools, bearings, screws for, the movement, which looks pretty, like it looks pretty intricate. There's some other, that holds the spindle, some more wiring. This must be the programming disc. I thought it usually comes with a thumb drive, but I don't know. That's the board. Hello everybody. Now, in the previous part of this video you saw us unboxing this. This is our CNC machine. It's a little one. It's a small, tiny one. Picked up really inexpensively on eBay. I've been playing around with it, as you can tell. There's big mess around. Stacy and I, we got a new house. I got a little bit of a workshop now, which is, not the biggest. And right now, in the beginning parts of October, not very warm right now. My hands are freezing. Like I said, I played around with it, learned a lot about how to use it, how to wire it, the instructions that come with it. It points out some certain things on it that, it's kind of intuitive of where it gets plugged in. The one thing that it doesn't really describe is how to plug in the spindle. And the first couple of times that I used it, the spindle was going in the wrong direction and it didn't carve very well. So that's one thing you gotta play around with. You gotta learn. Also, one thing that I learned is the bits that you use at the bottom. The Dremel, I've got a Dremel. I use some of their bits. They're good at removing large pieces of material, but for delicate, intricate, it's not as good as a good milling bit that you can get. Yes, it's more expensive, but yes. Also, when you get it, this is what they send you to put down the material on the board, on the base, to hold it down. It doesn't do very well. I was doing some research online, found out what some people do is they go out and they buy the blue painter's tape and they get a spray adhesive. You spray the adhesive on the blue tape, and then you put blue tape on the back of the material that you're going to be carving. You put them together, you let them set for a moment, and it holds it down, and it's a pretty clean removal. The only thing is in the back here where the white piece of paper is over, there's the rods and the screw for the step motor. You got to remember to cover that at first. You got to cover that, or else, as you can see at the end, I'm going to have to take this apart and clean it. You get some adhesive on that. I got excited. I wanted to play with it. Wasn't thinking. So it's it's a give and take. It's a learning process when you first get it. So that's something that I've learned. There's a lot of inexpensive and free programs you can get online to make your creations and bring them to life. It's pretty exciting. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making a Christmas present for my wife. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of what we're doing with this. Okay, what I'm going to be doing now is setting up the 0 point for the bit so that it knows where it's going. So as you can see, the bit is down deep enough. And one thing that I learned is you want to make the material that you're going to cut a little bit larger than what the actual carving is going to be, so you can cut away the excess materials to make it come out the way you want it, especially when you're first learning, because if you have it exactly what you sort of want it, you're going to find out that because you don't know the material enough, it's not going to it's not going to come out exactly the way you want it. Okay, so I've got it set up. Let's see what it's going to do. Oh, I got to change the material. Cross your fingers, here we go. as you can tell, there's a lot of things you got to learn with this. The different materials that you use, they you got to cut them at different rates. It does make a lot of noise, so you gotta remember to wear your ear protection and also eye protection. And for some materials, you want to wear, a mask or a respirator. Because sometimes it gives off some nasty fumes because it's, creating particles, and like with this, since it's cutting into acrylic, that warms up the acrylic and kind of burns the acrylic a little bit. So it has some nasty fumes. You gotta play with it for a while to really understand what you're doing and how to do it. I've done some spear holders. The one thing with the spear holder that I haven't learned is how to make the dimple on the top. So essentially I have to make those, and then I have to take it down to my drill press to drill out the dimple on it. The workshop that I have here at our new house isn't big enough to have all of my tools, so I do have some of my tools at the place that that opened up the workshop for me. So I still go there and do some of the work. I'm just trying to incorporate more and more of it here at the shop. You also have to learn the limitations of the bit that you have. Like this bit here, it's smaller on the bottom part than on the top. One time I made a cut that was way too deep, and what happened is when the top of the bit got into the material, it kind of pushed the smaller part of the bit away, and it didn't carve properly. It's just, it's a learning curve on these things, but it opens up so much for us, for the things that we can do. Like this little thing here that I'm doing here, which I've already attempted 3 other times, and hopefully this time it's going to come out the way that I want it. And hopefully I'll be able to figure it out, before Christmas, so I can give it to my wife for her Christmas present, which I plan on doing. Next, I want to start making boxes. There's one box that I've been asked to do. I just got to get the materials and do it. And essentially, what I'm carving here is a picture that I had. I've manipulated it and put it into the program that I use for the carving. So I could carve it out. So I mean, there are certain limitations to that, but I mean, you can take pictures, you can create your own drawings. There's a lot of resources out there that you can find online, which have designs that you can use, like pictures or like crystal grids and stuff like that you can use to create. I was really excited about getting this. It's just so many more things that we can do, that we can offer our customers and to you. that we're just so excited that we can do.